Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the flight deck. We are currently just entering Belgian airspace. We are heading for top of descent on our flight from Abu Dhabi to Stansted, just outside London. It's been a pretty smooth flight here. We've been in the dark the entire way. As you can see, just a few clouds here and there. Got a 73 knot headwind. We're flying directly into it at the moment with a ground speed of only 400 knots. But we are making our way there. Feels looking good at 27.4 tons, and as mentioned, we're 69 miles from top of descent. So we can start looking at how things are going and what the weather is looking like in London. So let me grab the current weather. All right, well, we have light rain, 12 degrees, and looks like the winds have picked up and it's rather windy where we're headed. So as you can see, put the weather into the chat. Winds are 210 at 28, gusting to 38. 10 kilometers of visibility, but we have light rain. Broken layer at 2500, overcast at 4900, 12 degrees, and QNH 1001. So we're going to come in and we can set that in now. A little bit of a low pressure system. I know it's rather windy in the UK right now. And we are starting to see that here. So we'll get that in. So as mentioned, we're going to be coming in on the Reno 1 Alpha arrival and doing the ILS for runway 22. So we'll get that information in if we pop down now. And this key. So under our rad nav, we can look here at our ADF. 110.5 is correct, and a 222 heading is correct as well. We're going to tune in the Barkway VOR, which was 116.25. We'll need that on the missed oops. We'll need that on the missed approach. And for the missed approach, climb straight ahead, and at 3,000 feet, we make a turn out to or at the 156 radial. We make a right turn and intercept the 177. So we're going to dial the course to let's say 171, and that will be our course that we're going to follow in there. We come back to our arrival. We're going to be arriving at Abbott and then descending down from there. So that looks good, and we should be good with all of that information in there right now. 50 miles to go, and as I mentioned, we are over Belgium now. So the other things we need, we have the minimums. We're going to be doing a Cat 1 since the clouds are up at 2,500 feet. So that is going to be a 548 foot decision height. I forgot this one goes that quickly. So 548. There we go. And we're going to set our minimum or descent down to 8,000 feet for the initial part. That'll take us down to the end of the arrival, and the entry point where we transition over to our approach. So as mentioned or stated at the beginning of the flight, this is the last leg of the Formula One series on Saturdays. Starting next week, we're going to be commencing a cargo series using the 737 freighter. and that will be our Saturday flights. It'll be on VATSIM, and we'll be flying around Europe, delivering the goods, as it were. Alright, just keeping an eye on the stream. See, we're 170 miles from the airport now. So we're not doing too bad. Not quite a direct approach, but more or less. We'll be making a few little turns here and there as we head in. So Oddville, which is right up here where our top of the set marker is currently. That's the coastline of the Belgian coast. Then we have the English Channel, and then just past Edesse, right around halfway to the next waypoint, is the English coast. So your gross weight is down to 316 tons. Burned a lot of fuel. About 50 tons so far. Alright, so we're going to come up here. We'll set up our 8,000. We may have to go manual on this. I mean, we usually end up having to do that. It gets a little confused on the descents when it's on VNAV. We'll see how it does. First hard restriction on the arrival is actually going to be at which one are we using? Rinus, I believe, and Rinus is going to have us at flight level 220. So we'll see what happens there. So as per normal, if you're enjoying the streams and would like to help support the channel, please consider subscribing. Click on the like button, leave me a comment in the chat, either on the live stream chat or the VOD chat. Always come back to try to answer them. You can also come over to the Discord. All our streams are open for community flights, so if you want to come and join us and fly along, you are always more than welcome. Information about what we're flying, when and where is posted on the Discord. And Mondays to Saturdays are VATSIM flights, Sundays are multiplayer flights at the moment. So let's start our descent preparation. So approach we've briefed, and descent preparations are done. FMS setup, we have one last thing to do. We're going to come down here and we're going to come in and set our approach. We're going to be doing a flaps 30 landing. We'll get that in there, and that is now in. That is verified, and we are set there. Nav radios, we've done it. We've set the frequency and the ILS course. We're not going to be holding. That is fine. We're going to do an auto brakes to arrival. Minimums are set, 548 feet on the barrel. Seatbelt signs we'll put on a little bit lower. We have step climbed all the way up to 40,000 feet as we've gotten lighter as well. We may have to manually take over on heading once we get down. So we're just going to dial this down to 300 degrees just to round it out. Now Kevin is behind us. He's over Central Europe right now on his way. I'm a little bit faster than he is. 11 miles to the top of descent, 7 miles to Oddville. Just south of Rotterdam right now. I think we've now crossed into... Have we crossed into Dutch airspace? Not 100% sure. Yeah, it looks like we have. That's okay, we're about to head out over the channel. We might be able to see it. Now, getting a bit of a cloud cover going on down there. So with this cloud layer, it'll be interesting to see how the stream does. There we go, 1 mile to go. Should see the thrust reduction come in and we should start down. There we go, engines to idle. Down we go. And we should start to level out to catch the path. A little bit of a sim freeze there. Again, don't have to worry about de-icing. It's all programmed in for, on auto, so it'll come on if required. It is minus 37 degrees out up here. Popping outside. Fairly quiet with the engines throttled back. Again, we are on multiplayer. In fact, if we turn on the tags, we can see some of the aircraft around us. That's Amsterdam over there. And it's heading over towards England. So there is traffic in the area. Turn that off. You can see them starting to pop up on the TCAS. So restrictions as we come in, we have a 250 knot restriction at Lapra, where we'll be at 12,000 feet. The rest are unrestricted. But we do have RINs at flight level 220, Edesi at flight level 1800, and Lapra at 1200, and then Abbott at flight level 80. So we've got a few restrictions as we come in. But nothing too major or concerning. The only concern may be getting from our 8,000 at Abbott down to our 2,500 intercept speed within the distance. Usually done by vectors, so we may do it on our own, just to make sure we get ourselves enough space to get slowed down and lined up. Probably go to about a 2,200 to 2,500 foot per minute descent at that point, just to get us down. And you can see our restrictions here: flight level 220, flight level 1800, flight level 1200. Transition is actually at 6,000, so that's should be reading that. There's our turn. And we're out over the channel now. I'm not sure if this is the channel or the North Sea at this point. So the engine's starting to pull back as we get towards the top of the bar here. Don't want to be going faster than this. It's our window. Alright, as we come up to 30,000 feet, we'll get the guys to start cleaning up in the back. Coming up for the clouds. Right, keeping an eye on OBS, see what happens there. This is behind the scenes on the actual Streamlabs version. I have heard back from the support people. We are going to be given, or they've given me a list of things to try. I'm going to go through that list, and then we're going to do a off-stream test flight and see how it goes. We're looking good. It doesn't appear to do speed restrictions, as Lapra does have that 250, and it is not showing here. It is showing on the FMC, so we'll see if it picks that up. If not, we'll have to do it manually. And we have a 220 at Abbott, which actually reads 250. I wonder if I can change that there. There we go. It has it for the hold, which is correct. 220 max in the hold, but it's also a 220 just on the inbound. And there's the hold. You can see the loop there. $25,000 feet. So RINS is coming up. We have to be at 2200, and we should pass through RINS, which is 3.5 miles. We have 1500 feet to go. We are on profile, so we're looking good there. The speed is holding just below our target speed, and that target speed will change to 250 to 220. Of course, 250 we can add in one notch of flaps. 220 we can go down to flaps 20 actually. Right, we're in the clouds now, and there we are through RINS 2200, heading to Edesi. We have to be at 18. Okay, I was wondering if it had the vertical profile thing on it. It doesn't. 737s do. I tend not to use it, but it's there. So let's see, we have 18,000. We have 9 miles to go. We're at 2,400. speed still holding, but we should see that drop after a deci as we slowly start our way down to Lapra at 12,000 feet. And still in the clouds, nothing to see outside. I think those clouds are supposed to hold all the way down to 4,900 feet, and then there's a broken layer below that at 2,500. Alright, we've got an update. It's just an overcast layer now at 2,200. Winds are still 210-33, gusting 46, and the barrow is now changed to 0.999. There we go, 0.999. So we're marginal VFR, strong winds, but they are almost straight down the runway, so it'll be a little bit of a left crosswind, but it'll be fairly strong. Visibility should not be an issue. There's our turn to Lapra. Should see our speed indication start to come back. Give it a second. Not sure when it'll switch. We're now heading direct in. The coastline is about where the 20 knot line is, running more or less directly in front of us. A perpendicular. There's the Clacton VOR. Haven't picked up the Barkway yet. It's still in the clouds, nothing to see. There we can see the edge of the hold. We're not going to have to hold. Probably going to go on to a manual heading there, just to bring us around to the runway. Yeah, we'll probably have to do that. I don't like this arrival. It's not clear on the charts how you're supposed to go in. It never programs properly as far as I'm concerned. Alright, we're 13 miles out. I'm going to take over to manual speed control now. And we'll bring that speed back to 250. Start to get the aircraft slowing down. We're still on VNAV path, that's fine. Again, at Abbott we'll probably go into VS mode and I'll bring her down manually. Go, speed's coming down. Oh, a little break in the clouds there. Flaps 1 we can go at 285. We're below 285, so flaps 1. Oops. Oh, that's that's fine. We can also go to flaps 5 under 265, which we'll do. Checklist. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. We're good. Good. Yeah, fine. There's 250, so we'll come in at flaps 5. Speed checked. Flaps 5 set. Aircraft is going to be fighting our flap setting a little bit as we try to lower the nose and give us a more level profile. And we're doing a slow descent down to 12,000 at Lapra. Traffic alert just went off. Not sure where they are. Not seeing them on TCAS. You can see that wind. Oh, there they are. Or they're 10,000 feet above us. We got a 73 knot crosswind. You can see how much we're like 10, about 12 degree offset dealing with that wind. It is fairly strong. 12,000 coming up. Once we're through the turn here, heading out towards Abbott, we're going to go to local pressure. There's the turn. Going down to 20 miles. Local pressure. Alright, we're going to start down to 8,000. This is where it gets a little squirrely. So we're going to start down to 8,000 feet. And we're breaking through some of the lower clouds here. Alright, the sim seems to be doing okay. Not seeing any warnings on the stream. Again, we're heading down 8,000 by Abbott. Decrease that slightly. Alright, so the airport's off in this direction. Basically, we're going to come straight in, descending down, and then we'll kick in. I'm going to bring this down to 2,500 now. Actually, let's see if we can get our banana in a little better. So we're going to go to 1,000 feet per minute, and I'm going to bring this down to 2,500. See how we're doing. We do want to hit our ILS properly. I'm going to take over the heading now. See my center line, I think. I'm going to go into heading mode just to give me a little bit of room. $1,500 feet on the down bubble. A little bit more, go 1,800 feet. It's just through 10,000, so we'll get the lights on. Turn-off lights are on. Wing and logo lights are on. We'll let them know in the back we're through 10,000. They better get themselves strapped in if they haven't done so already. And we're descending down. So localizer is showing. It's 9,000 feet. We're looking good for getting down to 2,500 before we need to get into the thing. He's climbing up. There's our final fix. Range is down to 10 miles now. There's the localizer, and the glide slope is now showing. Still descending. We're going to be underneath. So, a little bit of cloud in the area. We're in and out. We can see down there, but nothing to our front. There's our runway center line. Oh, there's a little bit starting to pop in and out the bottom of the clouds now. So we're going to bring our speed down now to 220 knots. So below 245, flaps 10. Sorry, trying to hold in a sneeze there. Below 235, we can go flaps 20. And we'll hold flaps 20. Center line coming up. We are below the glide slope, and the localizer is indicating correctly. See, that wind is still strong, 77 knots. It's 4,700 feet. If we draw the line down here, we are about 2.5 miles from intercepting the localizer. So we'll arm the approach mode. Localizer is armed, glide slope is armed. "17 miles out, localizer capture." There's the breakaway, our Barkway VOR. 19 miles in that direction. That's where we go if we do a mist. And our mist approach will be 3,000 feet. Alright, so the airport is somewhere ahead of us.
2,500.
Coming down to 2,500 feet. Leveling off. And we're going to be getting ready for the intercept. A little bit of a stutter. "15 miles out. We're a little early, but that's fine. Seven miles to where we should intercept the glide slope. When we get down, we're going to be doing a left-hand exit, and we're going to be taxiing back to Apron Alpha. I think I hear rain on the windshield. Apron Alpha, which will be the cargo apron here at Stansted. Yeah, I can't see water, but I can hear it. And we are definitely back in cloud again. So our reference speed of 154, we're going to be adding 5 to that for our approach speed, so it'll be an approach at 159. We're going to have that wind. You can see it's down to 68 knots. That's strong. Should die off a little bit more as we get lower. Got a ground speed of 161 at the moment, which is ridiculously slow. There's 4 miles to our intercept. Before this thing yells at me. There we go. Alright, so auto brakes are set to 2. Speed brakes are armed. We'll wait for the message to come up. There we go. Glide slope moving. There we go, move back slightly. Pain sometimes to get it to arm. Anyway, that'll do. Lights are all on. Crew in the back are notified. In the rain. There's a glide slope coming in. It's not extended. They're supposed to be armed. Alright. We're on the glide. Bringing the speed back. There's 180. Gear down. 6 miles. Flaps 25. Get the speed down the rest of the way. Runway's in sight. We're heavy rain. There's 159 is set. $1,600 feet to go. Speed brakes now armed. Winds are down to 62 knots. This is going to cause a little bit of havoc on the landing, as we're going to be getting bounced around a little bit, especially with those gusts. First Officer Molly's come to say hi. Yeah, I'll get your dinner when we're done. Okay? Get your dinner when I'm done. 3.5 miles to go. So gear down. 3 green, flaps full as we come up to 1,100 feet. Crew notified, lights are all on, cabin notified, recall is clear, airport is in sight. Okay, go lie down, I'll be with you in a minute.
1,000.
1,000 to go. 50 knots in the wind. moving and rocking there. We're going to leave those auto throttles on until the last possible minute because she is not stabilizing in the normal way, although she is stable on the approach. She is on the localizer and glide slope. She is fighting the winds, fighting the gusts all the way down.
500.
I'm going to leave it on auto land until we get a little bit closer.
400.
In fact, we're going to let it land itself for this one, given all the wind here.
200. Minimum.
Continue. I have control.
100.
Auto throttles are off. We're a little off
50,
to the side.
40, 30, 20, 10.
We're down. There's that wind. Get those over. Reversers are on. Still got to check that number one. Somebody just took off by the looks of it. Ground speed. There we go. Switch over to manual braking. And off we go. At, what are we, November Romeo here. That wasn't too bad. Still got an indicated airspeed of like 55 knots. Our ground speed's 22. That's that wind. That is that wind. Okay, so let's get the flaps up. Speed brakes coming up. We'll get the landing lights off, the taxi lights on, strobes and wing lights, and I'll leave the logo light on. So we're going to come out here. We're going to come down to hotel. Actually, we're going to go right across to Juliet, and then we'll taxi up Juliet. There's the Ryanair hangars. And then once we're on Juliet, we'll get the APU up and going. Yeah, that was pretty windy. Bump here. Again, pay wear scenery, and we've got bumps like this on the taxiways. Not sure how it happens. Got other aircraft coming in. Who do we got here making a brave landing? We got WNEKU, Winiku, and Strike It Fast coming in behind him. Good luck, boys. Alright, let's get up top. Let's get the APU up and going. Transponder is in TA only, it didn't set it to RA. So 7 hours 9 minutes was our flight time today. Not bad to way to wind out the series. There's apron 2, and we're going by the cargo center here. We'll come in on the other side and park it up. Stand 5 I think is the one that we use, the bigger one. Stand 4 actually. stick on the center line here. I think he's going around. Or those are his reversers, I'm not sure. See if we can see the markings here. Three, 8, and then 4 should be right here. Yep. There's 4 over there. Get her in here at the cargo side. Fighting that wind the entire way. Still pushing us even though we were crawling along here. Nice big plane. We'll take up the big plane spot here. And as mentioned, this is the last flight for the series. The aircraft is going to go into maintenance, and then it'll be returned to the regular duties that it has completed its contract with Formula One. And there we go. We are parked. Let's get the parking brake on. We'll pop up top. And we can come on with the APU generators. We'll get the APU bleeds on, turn off the engine bleeds. We'll actually get them to hook up the ground power as well. We'll leave the bleeds on. That's all good. Dome light can come on. There we go. Alright, so now that we're down, let's come down here. Transponder will go up to standby. Flaps are fully retracted, speed brakes are disarmed. NTAs can come off. There we go. APU's up and running. So parking brakes are on, APU and generators and bleed are on. Fuel control switches will come down. There's all 4 fuel control switches off. Hydraulic pumps pressurization will come off. Pumps will come off. Fuel pumps are off. Windshield heat will come off. Anti-ice is confirmed off. Beacon light is off. Strobes are off. We're just on nav and logo, which is currently fine. Pop down flight directors will come off. They can start getting our gear ready to come off. Again, transponder is on standby. And that's going to do it. We have completed the Formula One series. Hope you enjoyed. And looks like the SAS just crashed into the building over there. It's too noisy outside. We will be back tomorrow as we continue our... What are we doing tomorrow? It'll be the U.S. Capitals tour on Monday. So we hope to see you then. Thanks for coming by and watching. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.